From the unexplained to the mundane, come join us on a journey to the fringe. Hello and welcome to Journey to the Fringe, where we are finishing off our dive into Uri Geller, and we left off Uri Geller, kind of just how his career went. I still don't fully understand how it went that way, and I don't think we ever will, because a lot of his career between like 1980 to even now is locked behind CEO meeting minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, of course, mystery. Yeah. What we got left is I got two things that we're going to cover in this episode, Chelsea. It's going to be friends he made along the way.
That's beautiful.
And it's going to be either predictions or steps he's taken recently where he's still in the news trying to make himself a thing.
Yeah, he would have to.
Well, I think he's made quite a bit of money during his time, but he's a clout chaser. He's a big guy. So let's talk about people he became friends with, or at least says he became friends with. And we're going to start off, number one, Chelsea, with my favorite Spaniard.
Who is it?
Salvador Dalí.
Interesting choice. I thought you were going to say someone else.
Was it?
Yes. Continue.
So this is a quote directly from him. So in New York, we met many times. On one occasion, Dalí was locked in a bathroom at the St. Regis Hotel where he drew the outline of a horse. Then I drew an identical outline from the outside.
Oh my god.
He made me a gift of a crystal ball, which I made the hood ornament of my Cadillac, covered in 3,000 bent spoons. He told me that the ball belonged to Leonardo da Vinci. That's as much as the story I want to go across. So.
What the fuck? What kind of story is that? I mean, it's a pretty good one. That's a pretty epic story.
Chelsea, you Google Uri Geller Cadillac, you're gonna see that car.
Okay, but so he drew the same horse Salvador Dalí did.
Yeah, because Salvador Dalí was into the alternative and Uri Geller wooed him, and that's how their relationship began.
Yeah, I'm looking for this Cadillac. What the fuck is this?
Oh,
he
it's
drove
ugly
around in this?
It's in his museum now. I have no evidence he drove in it.
This picture. Hold on, I gotta put this in general.
Yeah, that's his car.
What is that?
That's actually a pretty bad picture of it, too, because you can't... Oh, just on the very left of it, you can see the part of the crystal ball.
There's a crystal ball? Oh, there it is.
Just the very left, the blurry part.
Yeah.
But in other pictures, you can see it.
What an asshole. Okay.
Next up, John Lennon.
Okay.
Geller's celebrity circles in the early 1970s briefly included John Lennon. The two met through the New York social scene, and Lennon, who was already interested in mysticism and unusual experiences, was curious enough to let Geller perform a few psychic demonstrations for him. Their contact was limited, but Geller has repeated the stories for decades, especially one in which Lennon allegedly described a UFO encounter outside his apartment and handed Geller a small metal egg said to have come from the experience.
What?
Lennon has never publicly confirmed these details, though he did speak openly about seeing a UFO in New York around the same time. The relationship appears to have been very short-lived and mostly social, but it became a durable part of Geller's mythology. In later years, Geller positioned Lennon as another high-profile figure who validated his abilities, while the available evidence suggests their connection was brief, informal, and remembered primarily through Geller's retellings.
Yeah.
But somebody who I know for sure they actually had a more meaningful relationship, Chelsea, Michael Jackson.
Okay, but Uri Geller's like an adult.
Oh, yes. Very much so an adult. And actually, this kind of comes up in the story.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And this one's going to be long. Michael Jackson and Uri Geller met in 1998 when Jackson reached out to Geller after hearing him on the radio. Jackson was fascinated by paranormal topics, hypnosis, and mind power. And Geller fit perfectly into that world. Two bonded quickly, and in March of 2001, Michael Jackson actually becomes the best man at Geller's wedding.
No.
So this is a direct quote from Uri Geller on the day of his wedding. Many guests commented that I seemed nervous, and I was, but not about being married. Hannah and I had been together 30 years, and I felt I was probably ready for the commitment. What concerned me was a call from an Israeli source, warning there might be a terrorist attack on the wedding. I took the warning very seriously and I gauged all precautions. Scotland Yard referred me to a local police, who in turn sent 2 policemen to discuss the day. Some internationally famous famous people were there. Aside from Michael, the Formula One racing champion Nigel Mansell, Sir David Frost, David Stewart of the Eurythmics, the horror writer James Herbert, Ditto's producer Youth, not to mention an Israeli consul and the Japanese ambassador. Any terrorist wanting to make a name for himself need only open fire on the canvas walls of the marquee with an automatic weapon. I just wanted to include that because Michael Jackson was the best man. Like, he's a clout chaser. That was a statement from Uri Geller. He's listing all the celebrities at his wedding and saying that's the thing that made him the most nervous.
Yeah, I just gathering from everything that you've already covered so far, I can't even tell what's true and what's not out of what you're actually saying.
But this part is confirmed. Michael Jackson was the best man at his wedding.
Why? Why would Michael Jackson be the best man at his wedding?
Michael Jackson doesn't have many close friends, and Uri Geller was looking for clout. People to be near him for this.
Okay.
It's weird that they are that close at this time, but around the time of Michael Jackson's death, Michael Jackson reportedly kept a list of enemies, one of whom was his purported friend Uri Geller. The King of Pop's former manager, Dieter Wiesner, said the paranoid star had a list of people who he believed were set against him. The list allegedly included ex-magician Geller, along with another former friend, Rabbi Schmuley Boteach. Geller and Rabbi Schmuley are good friends. We're going to talk about them in a minute.
That is crazy that he kept a list of people who were against him. I actually really like that.
Geller and Jackson initially fell out in 2002 after Geller introduced the singer to Martin Bashir, who went on to make a controversial documentary about the troubled star. I fell out with Michael Jackson a few times, Geller told Channel 4 in June. I don't blame him for not talking to me because I unfortunately introduced him to Martin Bashir. However, he added that the pair had reconciled before Jackson's death in June. Martin Bashir ends up writing a documentary called Living with Michael Jackson. Like Geller says, he repeatedly has regretted introducing them. The documentary includes Jackson holding hands with a young boy, Jackson defending sharing beds with children, and scenes that were edited to appear more damning than Jackson expected. And Michael Jackson feels absolutely betrayed by everything that happens with this. I get that. I'm not trying to defend him in any way. I'm just saying he considers all of this Uri Geller's fault.
Yeah, okay, I could see it.
And Uri Geller, weirdly enough, says that actually their friendship ended when he got anti-Semitic in 2000. Not because of this.
Okay. I don't know that I take Uri Geller for any of his words.
Yeah. Naturally flowing from this, Rabbi Schmuley. Chelsea, I don't know if you know who Rabbi Schmuley is.
No.
What I know him for now is, have you ever seen a Piers Morgan debate where there's four people and they just devolve into like everybody yelling at each other?
Maybe not.
Oh, okay. So Rabbi Schmuley debated Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks. He ends up just being the most racist individual you have ever seen defending Israel. And the fact that him and Uri Geller are friends really makes me understand the kind of person he is. I get weird vibes if you're friends with him.
Yeah.
That you're not in great standing. And especially like with everything going on, I kind of understand the kind of guy he is. Rabbi Schmuley was friends with Michael Jackson. I don't quite understand how that works, but this is not a Michael Jackson episode or a Rabbi Schmuley episode, so whatever. Yeah. From what I've seen of him recently, he's kind of this, like, he's incredibly Zionist and really racist against any non-Jewish groups surrounding Israel and the Middle East. But just my opinion for that part. They appear to have been good friends, and they even wrote a book together called The Psychic and the Rabbi, blessed by Pope John Paul II and acclaimed by Deepak Chopra and Rabbi Harold Kushner. The Psychic and the Rabbi is a spellbinding correspondence between the world's most celebrated paranormalist and one of the most controversial and famous religious figures. In over 50 letters, these two friends share their inner fears, doubts, joys, and beliefs, searingly honest, and they lay bare their innermost feelings and life experiences while confronting the most profound questions and issues of our time.
That sounds
Can we
like
believe in God when we experience a horrendous tragedy?
Shitty book.
I have no desire to read this book at all.
Sounds real shitty.
Is marriage always sacred? Is human cloning immoral?
No.
Does extraterrestrial intelligence exist? Deeply moving and far-reaching in scope. Geller and Boteach discuss such topics as sexual energy as a spiritual force, New Age spirituality versus traditional religion, money, power, ambition, fame, and much more. So, he wrote a book with him.
Okay.
Next up, Friends apparently with Muhammad Ali, although I have absolutely no evidence of their direct relationship. He does say he met and had a relationship with Muhammad Ali on multiple occasions, and the Uri Geller Museum in Jaffa includes boxing gloves signed by Cassius Clay, who is Muhammad Ali, which is among Geller's personal collection of items from celebrities he interacted with. So there's at least an implied meeting or personal exchange between the two men.
This is the fucking most random list of famous people.
Chelsea, he's a clout chaser if you haven't figured it out by now.
Yeah.
Anybody he can get close to, he's gonna get his name near.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the most random group of people, though.
Oh yeah, so you can guess where I'm going to next, right?
Is it Donald Trump or something?
No, he'll come up eventually. But right now I'm going to Wernher von Braun.
Jesus Christ. That actually was guessable based on my last comment.
Wernher von Braun was apparently introduced to Uri Geller in 1972. Absolutely no evidence of it. NASA has no evidence of it. Wernher von Braun has made no mention in any way of it. Outside...
Where is this list of people that you're getting? From his website?
No, this is actually a very famous story that apparently happened, but here we are with no evidence of it outside of...
Where do we get the story?
Uri Geller is the only person who could possibly give us the story, because he's the only person there.
This is the majority of all these stories, okay?
Yeah.
Other than Michael Jackson at his wedding, apparently. Okay.
That one is true. I still don't understand it. Michael Jackson was his best man. That is straight up a fact.
I mean, that's the only thing that we know as fact, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the story about Wernher von Braun?
This is firsthand from Uri Geller, talking about Wernher von Braun. So, he took me into his office, opened a safe, and showed me something extraordinary. Fragments from a craft that was not from this earth. But he didn't tell me that at first. Instead, he just asked me to hold them and use my extrasensory abilities to tune in, read them, and explain what I sensed and picked up from them. As soon as I touched those pieces, I knew they were not from here. I also knew, as I tuned into these samples, that they were not made from any ordinary kind of metal, because they felt alive, as if they were breathing. And the sensation I got was one of connection. Sorry, there's capitals, so I have to say those. Not coldness. Instead, I felt an abiding sense of vast knowledge, wisdom, and understanding beyond anything we could ever comprehend. We have come across the fascinating phenomenon before, spaceships that would somehow be alive. David Adair shared his experience with Patholum. I have also gathered a number of examples of people who talk with conscious spaceships. I shared with von Braun, and it was only then that he told me they had been recovered from a crashed UFO. I believe the material he gave me to hold and the larger craft they came from must have been created, whether it was built or perhaps even grown, with an innate merge consciousness, some kind of synthetic biological intelligence, and I believe the craft these beings traveled in were not machines in the way we understand them. They were living entities, linked directly to the minds of their occupants. And if what I felt from those samples were telepathically linked with the consciousness of those pilots, then I am absolutely sure the aliens themselves shared the same mental signatures. After asking me to read the samples of metal from the craft, von Braun took me to a refrigerated room beneath the secure NASA-owned building, where he showed me clear coffin-like containers that held the mangled bodies of the craft's occupants. Again, I tried to tune in, and the strongest impressions I got from them was that they were scientists or historians. I felt that they had come here to observe and perhaps even to maybe help us in some way. But what I felt in those metal pieces, what I saw in those beings, was not war, it was not wonder, not domination, but a higher intelligence and maybe guidance. And that's his interaction with Wernher von Braun, is that he showed him pieces of a UFO.
It's getting out of hand.
And dead bodies. Which he also says that Edgar Mitchell was the one who introduced them, but Edgar Mitchell doesn't say that.
No, Uri Geller does.
Yeah. Next up, Chelsea. This one actually might be guessable. Who do you think is the next person he says is a friend?
Oh my god. It's not Prince Andrew.
No, it's Edgar Mitchell.
Of course.
So Edgar Mitchell did in fact encounter Uri Geller in the early 1970s when both men were involved with the parapsychology research program at SRI.
Oh, I did know this one.
Mitchell, who had recently returned from the Apollo 14 mission and developed an interest in consciousness studies, participated in the several of...
I knew that too.
I think it's from that episode.
Yeah.
He observed portions of the testing and supported the continuation of the research, describing Geller as a subject who occasionally produced results that were difficult to explain under available protocols. Mitchell spoke publicly about Geller in later interviews, and usually in the context of broader discussions about PSI phenomena. He did not endorse all of Geller's claims, but he maintained that some of the SRI sessions suggested the presence of anomalous cognition, and Mitchell's comments were generally cautious, emphasizing the need for better experiment controls and more rigorous methodology. Geller has frequently described Mitchell as a supporter and has included him in accounts of his early career. Some of these stories, such as claims that Mitchell introduced him to Wernher von Braun or accompanied him to a classified facility, are not corroborated anyway by Mitchell's own statements. And Mitchell never confirms participating in any such events, and there is no independent evidence that he and Geller interacted outside of the SRI research environment. And that description right there of him fully encapsulates Edgar Mitchell.
It really does.
I will lend my name to you. I have absolutely no association with any of this shit.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, that sounds like Edgar Mitchell already.
There's no account of their relationship extending beyond the SRI experiment relationship.
Yeah.
And then next up, of course, Benjamin Netanyahu apparently is a good friend of Uri Geller.
You don't say.
Who has known him for at least 50 years, dating back to Netanyahu's early military career.
Jesus.
And Sarah Netanyahu has visited Geller at his museum's construction site to wish him a happy birthday.
Aww.
And one that I find incredibly curious, Chelsea, is he shows up in the Epstein files.
Netanyahu or Uri Geller?
Uri Geller.
I wouldn't be surprised at either of them, but what does he show up in? So we knew Epstein too, eh?
It's in passing. So this is an email that...
Can I just ask first? Does he actually show up there, or does he just say that he's in them?
No. I googled and made sure he's in them. It would make sense that he's trying to say he's in them. That's perfect. I get that. No, he's actually in here. And I'm going to say this is an email from Deepak Chopra to Jeffrey Epstein on Sunday, February 19th, 2017.
Jesus
Email.
Christ.
I'm in Israel that week with 30 people, teaching Judaic and Vedic cognition. I wish you would join. It's going to be an amazing experience. I also speak in Tel Aviv to 7,000 people. Uri Geller, who is an old friend, will join for dinner and dazzle my group. Also a prof of medicine from Jerusalem who does research on non-local research love.
What the fuck?
So, no way to confirm whether or not he actually ever met. There are a few other mentions of him in the Epstein files, but most of them are like spam emails that he got with big news stories on them, so it's hard to say whether or not there was actually like any association.
So, other than Michael Jackson being his best man, which is confirmed,
Yeah.
this is the only other confirmation of who he knows.
Yes.
Like solid
Yes.
evidence. Is the Epstein file.
Absolutely. But, to be fair, that doesn't confirm they actually ever met, because if you listen to the email, it's like somebody offering Epstein to come to this. So I don't know if he actually ever went to
Deepak
it.
Chopra is the one that's saying he's
Yeah,
a good
you need
friend
to come
of
to
his.
this. Yeah.
So while Uri Geller doesn't say Deepak Chopra is his friend, Deepak is telling Jeffrey Epstein that he is his friend.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, I love this episode.
Yeah, so that's the friend list. And now I want to get into this weird thing I've called predictions. They're not quite predictions, but it all kind of falls into that category.
Okay.
In 1992, Uri Geller was asked to investigate the kidnapping of Hungarian model Helga Farkas, and he predicted she would be found in good health, but she's never found and is widely believed to have been murdered.
Okay, yeah.
In 2013, a BBC documentary, The Secret Life of Uri Geller, Psychic Spy, featured Uri Geller, Netanyahu, Christopher Kit Green, Paul H. Smith, Hal Puthoff, and Russell Targ. The documentary claims Geller became a psychic spy for the CIA and was recruited by Mossad and worked as an official secret agent in Mexico, being a frequent guest of President Jose Lopez Portillo. In the film, Geller claims he erased floppy disks carried by the KGB agents around him by repeatedly chanting the words erase. Erase, 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 erase. Okay, now you guys only have Journey to the Fringe in your podcast queue. There you go.
Why'd you just do that? I just forgot what we were talking about.
So long as that's all they have in their podcast queue, we're good. Next up, speaking exclusively to the mirror, Mr. Geller says, I think in the next 10 to 20 years, there will be a landing. It won't be an invasion. Wherever they come from, I think maybe 2 or 3 species out there. If they want to destroy us, they could. There will be a Steven Spielberg type landing. I hope they land somewhere like the White House lawn or the Eiffel Tower. It will be the biggest revelation in history. Religiously, archaeologically, everything. You'll be like finding the Ark of the Covenant. In 2023, that was Uri Gellar's prediction. I guess that we'll see aliens the next 10 to 20 years.
Okay. Now, when you say speaking to the mirror, is he looking at himself in
The magazine.
Okay. And you know what? I think Billy Meyer is doing better with his predictions at this point. These are some pretty horrible predictions.
At least somebody talks back to him. He cuts him off constantly. But
yeah, exactly.
Okay, December 2019. Uri Geller claims he has energized UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and he's going to win his election.
Does he fail?
No, he actually wins that election.
Wow. Did he already win it when he said that?
I didn't put a time on that. That could have been even stated after he won the election that he did that. Because you're going to notice in a lot of these, he makes his comments after things happen and he's the one.
He already predicted it. Yeah.
Not predicted it, brought it about.
Ah, yeah.
On March 29, 2021. I should say, this is the blockage of the Suez Canal.
Okay.
The illusionist has been instructing his followers to focus on moving the Ever Given at the same time every day at 11:11. In numerology, the time at 11:11 is believed to hold spiritual significance. Many will make a wish or hold a prayer at that minute, as it is seen as a auspicious moment. The showman claims that the world's collective mind power, not the 14 tugboats attempting to dislodge the ship, already moved it a bit. Keep up the good work. Focus every day at 11:11 and 11:11 p.m. and your energy to free the ship. Help the tugboats too, Geller wrote on Twitter. Quote, this was a mammoth task, but with your mind power and self-belief, we all together freed the ship.
Thank you.
Your sheer positive energy also helped the ground crew's efforts. Well done to them too, end quote.
I hate this guy. And, like, which time zone?
He took full credit for freeing that ship from the Suez Canal.
I think the tugboats deserve some of that.
I know. Or that one frickin' tractor that was just digging. It worked so friggin' hard.
Oh, yeah. I remember this one. Actually, now that you say the tractor that was digging.
Chelsea, do you remember in late 2025, the drones being spotted over, like, airports all over Europe?
Yeah, that was just last year.
Drones buzzing airports are not Vladimir Putin's pies in the sky, but alien-controlled UFOs, according to spoon-bending mystic Uri Geller. He has called on governments to stop gaslighting the public and come clean that the mystery crafts are not human-controlled. Geller predicted there will be more sightings in the coming months across airports, cities, and military bases worldwide, and told the public to watch the skies, but don't believe the lies.
That's a nice
And
one.
then, of course, Donald Trump went on a Middle East trip in October of 2025, and he had to post to X, listen to me, Donald Trump. Do not go to Sharm el-Sheikh. I have a terrible feeling. Sorry, I have to do this correct. I have a terrible feeling.
Oh, you're reading the
There will be an attempt on your life. I am getting bad signals. This is a golden opportunity for Islamic terrorists. You are the biggest prize in the world for them. Remember, Sadat was killed by one of his own security forces. No one can be 100% protected. Not even you. Double your security cordon and hand-pick your bodyguards. Do not move anywhere without a ring of steel.
You're so good at dramatic readings.
And then, of course, Iran attacked Israel in 2024. But what you didn't know about this, Chelsea, I can't go into details because the operation was classified, but I played a part in bringing down the Iranian drones that attacked Israel in April. I can't go into details, but it is fact.
Where's that from, X?
That is just a quote from him on this attacks. I don't know where we're going with this because I didn't put a title on it, but this is from the Jerusalem Post. June 8th, 2025, Israel psychic Uri Geller has threatened to stop activist Greta Thunberg as her Gaza aid flotilla continues its journey to Israel, telling the Jerusalem Post that he also is responsible for the navigation malfunctions on her ship.
Oh my god.
Quote, I stopped the navigation systems of the ship, end quote, he explained. Who was also the... Sorry. This is the dumbest explanation I've ever seen. Sorry. Explain Geller, who is also the owner of Uri Geller Museum in Jaffa. He had warned his ex-Twitter account on Friday that he would use psychic powers to interfere with her ship. On Sunday, Israeli media reports showed that the navigation tools on the ships were malfunctioning, with the leader of the Freedom Flotilla ship accusing Israel of being behind it. Geller, however, takes full credit for the ship's navigation errors. When he asked how he did it, he told the Post that he utilized a technique known as remote viewing. This alleged paranormal ability is supposed to allow the user to project their mind anywhere to be able to see distant people or places. Quote, remote viewing is sending your mind through space and time. If I attach my psychokinetic energy through remote viewing, I can locate exactly where the navigational instruments are on her boat, end quote. He further explained that he had done it before. He had claimed to have used it to stop the clock on Big Ben Clock Tower in London twice, and to interfere with the Iran missiles and drone attacks in Israel in 2024. Quote, it's like a laser, like the IDF's new weapon, the Iron Beam. That's how powerful the mind is for some people, end quote.
It's now a laser.
He further said, quote, I will warn her through the Jerusalem Post, Greta, if you come to harm Israel, Uri Geller is going to stop you. End quote. Geller concluded the interview by adding, quote, I congratulate Jerusalem Post on the most amazing website I have ever seen, end quote, in honor of the Post's updated look.
That was a journey.
On January 16th of 2026, Geller said in the Jerusalem Post, quote, the global fight over Greenland could spiral into a war involving China and Russia, a disaster the world cannot afford, and the true key to peace lies on Lamb Island. In his statement, Geller suggests the island could become America's 51st state. If that happens, I am convinced Greenland's issue can be resolved peacefully.
Oh, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, so that's where we're at, Chelsea.
This just, the last little bit just seemed like all expos.
I don't know how to feel about any of that, but like if you go to his website, it's the same thing. Also, he declared independency, I don't know how, like he hasn't done anything official from Scotland with Lamb Island.
And let's be honest, nothing is on Lamb Island. And the US doesn't want Lamb
Nothing
Island.
is on Lamb Island. But if you go to his website, you can buy residency on Lamb Island.
Oh, I didn't go to his website yet. I don't
For
fucking
$1.
want it.
And Chelsea, I want you to go to urigeller.com now to kind of like see it. And just see, you're going to see a lot of spoons. I'm just going to warn you.
That's a huge ass spoon. I hate this all. Hate it all.
Yep.
Oh, there's Abracadabra. This is actually the most sane website that I
Chelsea, if you go to the very top, click here to become a citizen of Uri's mystical island for just $1.
Oh yeah, right there. Proceeds go to charity.
That's Uri Geller. I don't feel I misrepresented him, and like I always felt he was a bigger deal than everything I just explained.
Can you click on become a citizen of his island? I gotta show you something.
Yeah, I'm there. The
Okay, go down.
certificate?
No, keep going down. Keep going.
The Constitution?
No, keep going. Can
Okay.
you see the rainbow blessing his island?
Oh, there it is. Not an AI image.
It says rainbow blessing my island. I mean, you could take that from an angle to do that that's pretty funny though. I really like that.
Holy
It's
shit.
blessed.
Sorry, this isn't even something I looked into. The flag for his
Lamb
island is the all-seeing eye.
His fucking shitty island. Yeah, there's a lot of symbolism here in this.
But the all-seeing eye, and he doesn't even explain it.
He really has it
No, he
broken
does, but he
down.
doesn't put the all-seeing eye in there.
Oh, you're right. Red is for energy. Where's the eye? Yeah, it's creepy. The thing is creepy. The official
Yeah, this is one of those
the
things where there was
island
too many
is-
things to look into for Uri Geller, where I'm sure we could do a whole episode on the island.
Oh, citizenship is a symbolic status which does not allow for any territorial claims or unauthorized activity on Lamb Island. I assume that means it's not good for a visa that you need to travel to the UK.
Who's going to protect it? If you get there, you can do whatever you want, because no one's going to protect that island.
You could probably just take it for your own, I think. Who's going to stop you?
Uri Geller's not there.
No.
As far as I can tell, he's in Jaffa, and also 80
Nobody's
years
there.
old at this point.
Okay, so you can read this English or this website in either Russian or English for some reason.
So that's the point I got to, is he's a weird guy. I can't tell how much Mossad CIA involvement he has. You can't say it's nothing, but man, is he a weird guy.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that connection in the beginning.
And, like, he's friends with Netanyahu, so...
Yeah, that's not good.
And, like, everything I learned about him in the last little while, like, he's a big trunk guy. He's heavily a Zionist. I just don't know how to feel about that part, but, like,
I know
everything
exactly
else
how to
about him.
feel. I don't like him.
Yeah. And even the parts of him that we should like, man, it's all just a fucking lie. So that's Uri Geller.
That was a great 3 episodes. I quite enjoyed that. That was refreshing. We've had quite a lot of assholes already so far this year.
Almost as if we were inspired by the asshole rankings.
We need to get more assholes. We are inspired by that, actually. It's part of our podcast.
We really are. It's what drives us.
We love assholes.
Anyhow, I have been Taylor, here with Chelsea. We are Journey to the Fringe. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Journey to the Fringe. If you have liked what you have listened to, please like, share, subscribe, or follow, depending on what venue you are listening to us through. Also, please, if possible, leave a 5-star review, as that really helps us in the algorithms. Should you wish to interact with us, please check us out on your social media of choice. I bet you we are there. And if you really want to communicate with us and give us ideas for new episodes, or tell us that we're wrong and terrible, either way, please send us an email at journeytothefringe@gmail.com. For now, I'll see you in the next episode.